Cybersecurity Today is brought to you this week by Elisa, A Tale of Quantum Kisses. It's a sci-fi romance adventure set in the very near future. And this week, it launched the audiobook narrated by yours truly. Find it on Amazon, Audible, Kobo, and more. Just search for or Google Elisa, Elisa. That's Elisa and Jim Love. You'll find it. CISA issues an alert as GitHub locks down NPM after widespread supply chain attacks. Gartner sounds the alarm on deep fake attacks. And Yellowknife contains a cyber incident with fast action and wonderful transparency. This is Cybersecurity Today. I'm your host, Jim Love. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, has issued an alert warning of a widespread compromise in the Node Package Manager, or NPM ecosystem, the world's largest software registry. At the center is a self-replicating worm known as Shai-Hulud that has already infected more than 500 JavaScript packages. We covered this last week, but the threat continues. The worm spreads by stealing NPM access tokens during installs and then publishing itself into other packages from that same developer. That makes it a huge supply chain problem. And once a developer's environment is touched, the infection can ripple out into anything they publish. Attackers have gone after prolific developers directly, using social engineering to seize control of their packages. In response, GitHub, which owns NPM, has announced 3 major changes. Two-factor authentication will be mandatory for publishing. Long-lived tokens are being killed off in favor of short-lived granular credentials. And trusted publishing will be rolled out, eliminating the need to store tokens in build pipelines. In addition, legacy tokens are being deprecated, and stronger hardware-based 2FA will be required. GitHub has acknowledged the impact on developer workflows, saying, "We recognize that some of the security changes we are making may require updates to your workflows. We're going to roll these changes out gradually to ensure we minimize disruption while strengthening the security posture of NPM." Security experts say this raises the bar, but it's not a silver bullet. As Black Duck's Mike McGuire put it, the real solution requires deeper supply chain checks across the software development lifecycle. What's clear is that package registries have become critical attack vectors. CISA's intervention highlights this isn't just a developer issue, it's a national infrastructure concern. A new study from Gartner shows that generative AI attacks are on the increase. Over the past year, 32% of organizations reported attacks against their Gen AI application infrastructure, and 62% said they've suffered deep fake incidents tied to social engineering or automation. The most common were deep fake audio calls, hitting 44% of companies, with video close behind at 36%. These fakes aren't humorous or embarrassing. They're used to impersonate executives and others to take real action like rerouting payments or launching other fraudulent activities. They may not fool someone's spouse or closest friend, but they can and do fool coworkers and subordinates. And attackers often pair them with classic social engineering, things like playing a convincing clip, claiming you have connection issues, then switching to text to keep the target off guard and push the scam forward. And these aren't just videos. They're interactive, real-time fakes. Researchers have documented live fake techniques being used to pose as remote gig workers, a tactic often linked to North Korean operatives who mask their identities, land jobs, and gain access to systems. I watched one of these real-time live fakes demonstrated in a forum I visit. They are astonishingly good. And then there's attacks on AI systems, mostly prompt injection, where malicious instructions are hidden inside inputs to trick AI models. Nearly a third of respondents say they've seen this in action. And this is not just theory. Researchers have also uncovered malterminal, an early strain of malware embedding GPT-4 in it. Malterminal could dynamically generate ransomware or reverse shells, while other campaigns used hidden HTML prompts in phishing emails to bypass AI filters. In one case, these hidden HTML prompts allowed a PDF file to get past all the defenses carrying a payload. Gartner's advice is blunt. Don't wait for a perfect solution. Strengthen your core security, add targeted defenses for AI risks, and train your people to be aware, to detect, and respond before an attack can take hold. Last week, we reported on a cyber attack on the city of Yellowknife, and the city now says its cybersecurity incident is over. Services like debit and credit payments at recreation centers and library computers are back online. Only a few tools like the City Explorer map and something they call Click and Fix YK, I got to find out what that is, remain offline. Now, what's striking isn't just that the city recovered quickly, but how it did it. We often talk about cybersecurity as the perfect storm, and sometimes there's almost, if not perfect, near perfect teamwork. It started with somebody in Yellowknife on the IT team who noticed something was off in the middle of the night. They raised the alarm, and the team sprang into action. They took down systems on the network to contain the intrusion, and they reached out to experts for additional help. That early response appears to have contained the attack before it could escalate into something worse. Equally notable has been Yellowknife's openness. Through this whole thing, while they're struggling with the attack, officials have kept local media and residents updated and are now saying clearly that they found no evidence of personal data being stolen, but they do promise to notify people directly if that changes. Are they perfect? Nah, probably not. But they've done a hell of a good job. And you know something? I think they're going to be the biggest critics looking at what they can do better. In this world, we can't celebrate, at least not for too long. We're all targets. But for a relatively small municipality of about 20,000 people in Canada's Northwest Territories, to those who were listening and caught me last time, I got it right this time. They not only contained an incident quickly, but they also showed a level of transparency that we could all learn from. And even if it's just temporary, sometimes the good guys win. Thumbs up, guys. And that's our show for today. If you do get a copy of my book, Elisa, and you like it, please leave a review. I'm not trying to make a fortune. I just want to reach as many people as I can with a book that I struggled with and love. And speaking of reaching, you can reach me with tips, comments, and even constructive criticism, and sometimes a geography lesson. I'm your host, Jim Love. Thanks for listening.